Sociable's quite so lucky, and in fact, yeah, he gets absolutely nothing! The shorty from Yumpy, the shot to the head of Zeus, and double digits at the half for BBL!
Ascent will be the decider now. I really love this Haven pick from BBL.
Oh my god, are you kidding me? Crux, obviously, first time on the Neon.
Needs to be seen. Levin has an opportunity here. He's seen the tip of their heads, but it's Zeus firing back who picks him off. Doesn't have a lot invested. Shock darts on their way. He gets a close range fight here. It couldn't be any better for the Stinger. Goes swinging through. A brave play.
Well, it's going to be difficult for Sociable to get out of this scenario. In fact, this cracks.
Right.
A 2-for-1 discount as he'll take down 2 of the remaining 3. Only Magnum left standing, and with the rifle in hand, there is a question of whether or not he should save, especially now after losing half of his HP. He stopped the flawless.
Rather. And I think he ended up with 22 kills.
It was his worst performance of Tier 1.
Yeah.
Facing off against BBL. Magnum's done incredibly well, though. He's taken out 4. Like, you look at this round as it could be enough to reveal the rest, but clearly feeling confident in their retake. Mr. Farland's lurk has been eliminated. It now just becomes down to the defenders on the side. Solid stun. In fact, they wipe them out, leaving just out a captain standing, and try as he might, he cannot hold off the flood of BBL.
Great read coming in from Profek. He waited for that kill for a long time, knowing that this is something they like to do. Send that player late. This time it was Mr. Fallen, but anyone with that weaker weapon to come up as they're looking to reinitiate into sight. Crumbled BBL's backline. Now they're in a position where they've got 1 rifle to work with, nothing else really, and already the rifle is on the ground.
To Sociable, they have a couple of things to play with instead. Yedajay's lurk wipes out both players there. Seaside got a post plant and almost guaranteed the round already.
1 enemy remaining.
For Sociable, it almost comes down to, okay, just holding on to that hero rifle again.
Especially with, you know, Zeus has got the ultimate, so even if there was any pressure on the economy, they've got a free weapon to fall back on.
The sign.
Nice reposition of the trap. They're worried about a flank. They only saw 2 players with the drone, but now they don't need to worry that much. Able to focus on pushing forward. That's the trade to start it off.
Okay.
Yedajay does well. He's been heating up and holding on to that long position. They still don't know about cracks. This is the missing factor. Out he goes! How has he gotten away with the 3rd?
But 180 full sprays, that's something completely different. He didn't let go of mouse 1 in that whole move. He's just spraying all the time. That is absolute madness. A lot of pressure put onto Magnum here. The only real defender. Solid stun. Will be a pick for them, and a rifle for Magnum, who's been their best player so far.
Stuck up close with that fight, though. Able to take 1, traded out, but that's more than enough for BBL. Make a sound cue, and he doesn't want to give it away. He's going to continue sneaking his way up. Sheriff in hand, but his teammates are falling. He needs to hasten the pace. Cracks the last man standing. He was phenomenal in the last round, and he'll do the same here!
Lose the job. Like, I'm going to be getting a little bit nervous because the way that Cracks is playing right now. And again, it's another round where you look at that from BBL, they have the advantages, they get the openers, they're in solid positions, but then they give just a window.
Waiting for them to walk into, but they swapped it to A. Now the retake attempt is what they're left with. Yumpy finds 1, the weaker weapons shining bright in this round. Almost as bright as that flash, but it doesn't stop Zeus. He's good for 1 before falling. Mr. Fallen and Yedajay have to take down the rest, and well, Mr. Fallen's got himself 1, but the trades just keep on coming in. BBL finding their form at last, but is it too little, too late? Still Yedajay to deal with, but they'll get that across the line.
The break.
The record straight.
Yeah. But looking to do it when it matters most. That's the main thing. Doing it in the playoff stage. An investment here with the Stingers coming through for this attack side, and it's not started out too badly. We don't see the Stinger pie much in the EMEA. In fact, it's only really BBL that likes to run them massively. A good position, but it doesn't work out. And now Zeus with everybody now tagged, but unfortunately, he can't find.
Well, the only thing was with the ult, we saw him break that rule a little bit, but Marshall in his hand,
I even feel like
Iron sights only.
Ready to be a hero. The thing is, though, this site is completely open. They played off site knowing that that Rolling Thunder was in play. And sure, it's been utilized, but to no effect. And they're getting ready to go straight back in. Look how close they are.
Yeah, already in. As the plant is going down, backside almost under their control, but Prophet goes for the TP deep, catches one before falling, and Sociable with the double seems to, of course, corrected this back in favor for BBL. Are steadfast in their approach. They're sticking around. Cracks falls, but still a lot to play with from this side. The ult even committed here from Prophet. They really want them to leave the A site, but Tom, it has not worked. The whole body of FUT is still here, waiting for the peaks. The pause working wonders, evidently.
Yeah, no, they were happy to basically just throw everything into that round.
Steady and acknowledge that there's a chance BBL are trying to play off our lower buy, where teams often rotate that little bit faster. Still a buy for BBL. Levin with the opening pick, and it's cracks down in the dirt, but Yedege is the man that's been hard to remove from this site. He's put up numbers, and he's got it again. One found, helping out his teammates and grabbing yet another. He'll take the Hunter's Fury head on, but he gets the info for Mr. Fallen to play with, and the spike is down in front of him. Now
to play with. Oh, Sociable even just looking to take the fight. Maybe a little bit risky, but that is, well, they're going to go running straight in towards that B side. Mr. Fallen already here. The Jet making his way past, and while Mr. Fallen in the corner, it gets traded out, but ADACaptain goes huge.
I'll tell you what, his mouse is working now. That's a quick double up for ADACaptain. And the round, indeed the map could be theirs as a result. He falls though, and Magnum piles up here and now when needed most. Another three-piece for Magnum, and they'll have another shot at OT, and there it is!
They were hoping to be given a fight, and eventually they find it. But it's now left all onto the leader. Yumpy, in an attempt to try and save them. The man who has brought BBL to the playoffs now has to try and do that little bit more, and he's got a player coming up behind him, and Yedege will put this one to bed. A map on paper that looked like it was BBL's to lose, and FUT have come in with a nasty surprise.
Some changes from either side, so let's address the BBL side. Levin will be on the raise.
Trying to open at the moment. The adjustment from BBL will be to push mid, but that's right into the waiting arms of FUT. But Prophet, well, he is course correcting, decimated in some of those earlier duels, but now he's dishing out the damage, and it's ADACaptain on the floor.
There is nothing else other than removing that weapon from Yedege's hands, and he will find the fight. I think he's just spotted the pixel around it, and it will be the ace for Prophet.
Yeah, but Tom, they had a few pistols, you know?
My first ace in VCT.
After the previous round, even if it wasn't exploited, and he's almost done. Now he's stuck in the aftershock, has to face forward, but still manages to win one of those fights. But Yuppie comes back with a double trade.
The round switch into their favor, and in fact, even just sending him backwards could be enough. Magnum has to step up yet again, and he will find the first. The second player, though, could be his undoing. Will be, but Levin trades him out. Wonderfully done with Mr. Fallen all alone.
Time. That's the main issue. 15 seconds left on this clock for Mr. Fallen to try and achieve anything, and I don't think there's any world in which he manages to win this one. Does at least clear out the first. The second goes this way, but the time is gone.
No time.
All he has to do is hide, and well, thankfully, that's exactly what the IGL will do.
Room for error when it comes to BBL, and Prophet falling off rip. At least they will find Yedege.
Not anymore. Definitely not ideal. Doesn't manage to scan anyone. Knows that at least they're partially clear. I don't even know if the stun would help out too much. Zeus still trying to fight tooth and nail, but he will be able to retreat, and then even has the salvos of his own. Dimensional drift used, but even though he's been spotted, it's not going to be easy to clear. And in fact, they did get spotted. How has he managed to do that with nobody noticing? Like, Zeus must have walked directly past him and seen him, but I guess they just didn't expect that Sociable would show them that level of disrespect, and he's come back in for more. 4 kills for Sociable. Can we get our second ace already? He's going to get the fight, and we will! What is happening with BBL?
Just rounds! And it starts with a man,
take a
judge in hand. This one at least against pistols for the most part, but it goes to the win. The confidence on display. It's got FUT panicking. They're calling a timeout. And with a leg up, that helps them bounce back from Haven if they do end up losing it. And from what we're seeing here, that OT went the other way. It could have been a death sentence. Zeus, an aggressive play to pick up two. Be Magnum on the other side of the map, and that's not the man you want to push into. It will be Yumpy that's challenged, and that challenge quickly sees a conclusion. Every little helps at the end of the day. 8-4 possible. 4 foot. They need rounds on the board. They need foundations laid thick for the next half. Profex brought out an Odin to great success. Spamming through the smoke, finding one. The backside A pick as well. As the ult used by Zeus gets them no round, and Sociables picked up a double. That's 3 through the smoke. After that timeout, FUT couldn't possibly account for this. It's being put to bed. There's the pick. The Viper's on site. That deep pick can come into play right here and right now. There's a gap for Yumpy. I don't think Sociable's quite so lucky. And in fact, yeah, he gets absolutely nothing. The shorty from Yumpy. The shot to the head of Zeus. And double digits at the half for BBL.
There's a third map decider, the longest map in history last time out. And already a death-dealing blow to Yedege.
The call from BBL, making some noise on A. Mid has been overtaken, especially with Magnum dropping Mr. Fallen. Wide open for the players that are lurking their way up through. It's going to be a free take without a captain dropping Magnum. Sociable, spotted as well, I believe. I'm pretty sure they know that he's here. Paranoia used, but it's dodged nicely, and he's causing problems. He's buying time.
Evan just making sure that he's not falling for the Durkaroos. He will just about manage to cling to life and then takes control of the spawn as well. That's another angle that has to be cleared for FUT. And that time now continues to tick down, already getting towards the spike for Profek, winning the duel when it matters the most. And now all that remains is Zeus. It will be a 13-2 decimation after a close call on Haven. It's not quite the 2-0. A third map is going to be needed.
But let's take a look at Agent Select and tell me, what do you think about this?
Rotation again not coming. He's now finally made the spot, but this now becomes more of a survival effort. Maybe in the hope that somebody will be able to get there in time. Just created a little pocket of space for himself. This angle is just in case anybody crushes to the side of the site. That's exactly what it's done. Clever stuff for Profek, still surviving in the backlines. He's lasted such a long time. And that means that spike is still yet to go down. 10 seconds as the rest of the players will now start to move their way forward. Nice shot from Mr. Farling, gets rid of Sociable, but Levin's there as well, and he has to try and stick this plant. Profek, for me, ends up being the hero of that round. This matchup giving fake comms is hilarious. Beautiful flash. And a captain now being pressured. A second flash through, and well, Zana captain to win the battle versus the young duelist there again after getting an opener. Going to immediately react off the back of this. Now there's 2 players within the site.
Nice flash by Zeus. Profek though still going. This smoke, we saw a similar one in the boathouse. Move back towards
Information. Attempted to be found by Profek, but they still have to clear that backline. The dart does well, but more importantly, it gives the space to Ana Captain. Yedege there as well, and now all that stands is Magnum, nothing to be had. Over on the defensive side, is you need to have more of this aggression, target selection not working out for Profek, and
Levin was about to pop off. He was about to have so many opportunities with that operator. But once Yumpy goes down, FUT, they realize there's a weakness. Where 11 is right now. Time is ticking. They found a pick. Ult's going to be committed. They're going for this, even with Levin so far away. Yedege's had all the time in the world to wrap around, and he's about to execute Magnum from short. In fact, Mr. Fallen gets ahead of it, and the ult will be lost in the end.
Or force them forward. It's going to be that aggressive push from Yumpy. There goes the Armageddon, trying to trap them in the corner, but it's missed just by a millimeter. Sociable has been able to pass, and Magnum checks the one angle that hadn't been cleared. A nice little set piece, leaving Ana Captain alone to try and fight this back. You mentioned those mid-splits with late aggression in towards B.
Waiting for the Armageddon to come through. The timing, catching Mr. Fallen going for the recon. And then, as you said, there's a gap. Salvos aren't even thrown into that gap. They are just sure.
It leaves a 3 versus 5 and an attempt. And while Zeus is not done, he wants a little more.
Spike planted.
Levin's moment to strike. He's found himself one, but down below at the logs is out of captain. He won't make it away. That TP, near or far, he wasn't making it out. A 3 versus 3. Players all on site, stacked up. Salvos will clear out the back. Boathouse wide open, but the players were way ahead of that. A shot, but the wall gets in the way. Yedege still drawing breath. They'll deal with him. And Sociable with the shorty. It's Profek and himself firing the shotguns to lock in that 7-5 half. Back though towards this one rifle that FUT have in play. Back towards Yedege. This time he's only good for one. But the advantage is kept for FUT, and they could recover a few pistols, weapons.
left.
In fact, it's out of captain in the back of the site. He's committed the TP. He's put through his paranoia, but now that advantage fades.
His hope was to slow them down, but Profek has done God's work for BBL. A miracle shot of his own might just turn things back, but Profek is there again. The bouncer on the entry. Ooh, almost caught. That was a little bit close for Cracks. He will fall back to the side, but Yedege will take the damage for it. The left side completely sectioned off. He's being hit by every piece of utility, and a second player spam. Zeus is there, cooking up. That's 3 now. They've just decided the only way is through the walls. Don't let them see you.
That's one way to do it. Great reveal from Magnum to start it out, but from that point forward, a little bit ridiculous. Out of captain, left alone. That's being cast into doubt. Ready for Zeus. The swing on the back of it, but there'll be no flash. Not anymore. That knife hits perfectly. Sociable isolates Cracks. Here comes Zeus, but he's not the hero that they need. Mr. Fallen won't be either. All of the players from FUT have fallen except for Yedege.
That last time was incredibly close. This time it is looking just as similar. They are desperately trying to remove this gun from the hands of Yedege, but I think the rest of the players are going to be too far away to... Again, they're going to attempt this split through B. Yedege realizing he has to move forward. Nowhere else for him to go, but he's found the gun that was needed! Mentioning they'd need a hero, and he has come alive at the exact moment. Zeus as well to trade out with 3 of his own.
But the light has not gone out just yet. Yedege and Zeus digging deep and sparking the flames of hope for FUT. 2 more for OT.
They fight towards the spawn instead. Levin is going to go dashing in, trying to isolate Zeus, and that's exactly what he's done. The captain, and he's going to be the one under pressure, trying to fight forward against the full force of this squad. Yedege has...
Spike planted.
Magnum was left behind on the switch. An attempt to finish this round early. He was taken out, but there's another snake in the grass now. The last man standing. We talk about his KO, but this is too much to ask. BBL! They've claimed Turkey's 82nd province. They've won the Turkish derby not once, but twice this year. And FUT are sent spiraling out of stage 1 as a result.